Welcome back to Behind the Paws, where we get an inside look at your Panther athletes and coaches. I'm Addison Che, and today my special guest is our new AD and head football coach, Coach Abseck. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Okay, so we're going to get started. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So what have your first few months been like, just adjusting and bringing in new ideas?
It's been great. The kids have been very receptive to me and to the things that we're doing. The coaching staff has been the same. Everybody's been very helpful in informing me on different things and policies and how we've done things here in the past, and allowed me to, evaluate and look at it, and then on certain things make some adjustments and changes. But overall, it's been fantastic. Couldn't ask for any better start to being here.
Of course, that's amazing to hear. So, spring football is here. How have you been working practices with the boys with that?
Well, we started doing football-specific things about 3 weeks ago, trying to get as many what we call pre-spring install days done, and start getting all of our schemes in offensively, defensively, starting the process so that when we do start with pads and start the official spring after-school practices, that we're a little bit ahead of schedule, or so we can hit the ground running when we get started today.
That'll be very, very good for our program.
Yeah, we're excited.
Talking about offense and defensive, what is your offensive philosophy going to look like? Kind of your play style? How are you going to lead the offense?
We are, a spread attack, one back base, formationally speaking, but we'll get into all kinds of different formations as far as, 2x2, 3x1, reduced splits, just a lot of different things to change the look for the defense, to change their alignment, things of that nature. But at the same time, for our kids, it should be fairly simple in the sense of they do a lot of different things out of different formations, but they don't have a ton of things that are changed from one formation to the next. So it's versatile, allows us to create matchup issues, create space issues. We like to play fast. If everything's going well, we want to play fast. I like to throw the ball.
Of course.
And I think it fits our personnel. And the thing that I feel like we've done well over time is adjust to what we have.
Yes, of course.
I've never been a big fan of trying to pound square pegs in round holes. And so we're going to take the personnel that we have and try to utilize them most efficiently to, allow them to be explosive and use their athletic ability to make plays for us.
That'll be very, very interesting to see in this new season. Moreover, what is your defensive philosophy going to look like?
We're gonna base out of a 4 down front, which is different. Lufkin's been 3 down probably for 30 years, so we'll have 4 defensive linemen on the field instead of 3. Which means then that you have 3 linebackers or 3 linebacker type athletes. We're going to be gap sound. We're going to take care of the back end as far as protecting ourselves, against the big play, make teams keep snapping it, have the ability to be aggressive and blitz, but at the same time match in the back end whatever the front end's doing so that it all fits together well and hopefully doesn't allow, us to give up easy touchdowns. The big deal, defensively speaking, is always to make the other team keep snapping it, and they're high school students, so they make mistakes.
Yeah, of course. That'll be very exciting to see in the upcoming season. However, how important is it that you meet with not only the students but their parents as well?
It's critical. I think, a key to success in any program is to have complete buy-in from the students, from the coaching staff, and from the parents. When you get all 3 of those different entities on the same page and pushing in the same direction, then your opportunities for success increase dramatically. And I think that's something I've seen over my time as a coach. It's my 28th year, 10th year as a head coach. But the places where we've had the most success has always been one of those situations where the parents and the community were just as engaged and bought into what we were doing as the kids. And when one feeds the other, it really makes the product a much better deal, and I think that's critical for our success, and that's why we had our parent meeting last night to kind of introduce the program and how I do it and some different facets of it. And so last night was that start, and we had a great crowd, and I thought it went well.
That's very good. I'm glad to see that the community is getting involved as well. Talking about change and, of course, how you're doing things, what changes can we expect and what changes are you bringing to our program this next year?
Well, I mean, obviously we changed the helmet, and so
Of course.
that's been out on social media and things, and I think overwhelmingly it's been positive. You're always going to have some people who like the old look, and there's something to that too. But I think the boys were really excited about it, so that was one thing. We'll have some other surprises for them on the way for that. But I want to try to get them more engaged in the community. Something we've done where I've been is our kids have gone and greeted the elementary kids and the middle school kids on Fridays before games. So there's a lot of things that I'm still looking at trying to have our guys do, but I have to work through all the logistics of it.
Of course. With summer approaching, speaking about summer workouts and the changes, what are we able to do for students who may not be able to afford attendance?
The biggest deal that they need to do is come talk to me, and we'll work that out.
Okay.
That's what I talked to them about last night. The whole point with paying for camp is, one, when people are invested in something, they're usually more apt to show up and put in the work and get the most out of their investment. People spend money for a reason.
Of course.
The other piece is to help compensate our coaches for working. They're not on contract over the summer, and so everything that we do in the summer is really just extra. And I believe and value what they do and the work that they put in, and so it gives me an opportunity to give them a little summer bonus in a sense. But the financial piece of it should not be a deterrent at all. And so anybody that needs to come talk to me about how that works, then they just need to come talk to me in my office, and I can work them through the details. We have a lot of different ways to work around that, but it's not in the intent was never to be a deterrent for kids to participate. We want them all there every day, and we're going to do what we can to help them make that happen.
Thank you so much for that reassurance. So we did talk about the helmets that are unveiled. That was very, very exciting. Can we expect a new identity for Panther football?
It's I think what the identity of the Panthers has been is a bunch of kids that play exceptionally hard, that were well coached, and when competitive, they're going to go compete every day. I think every time you have a change in coaches, you're going to have some differences in how the game's played and the different things. So that's kind of a weird question in the sense of you don't want to make it sound like you're demeaning the things that were done before, because I obviously have a lot of respect for them. But I think you're always going to see some changes, and I think I take a lot of pride in what we do and how we do it, and I think it is going to be a fun change for the kids, for the community. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to be successful, win games, and I know that the guys that were here before me did the same thing to try to win, and we're going to do that too. But we're just going to look different doing it. I think we have a little different style on how we attack, on offense and on defense, and so it will be different. So
that'll be very exciting, though. Change is always good. Speaking of that, we are going to go into some fun, new, different rapid-fire questions now. Are you ready? Okay. So, what is a nickname of yours?
Bubba.
I like it. What is your favorite go-to meal?
Steak and potatoes.
I like it. It's a nice hearty meal. Okay. If you were not coaching, what would you be doing?
Ooh. That's a good question. If I could sing, I'd love to be a singer, but I can't.
You always could.
Probably like landscape or something.
That'll be very fun.
I like doing yards.
Something creative.
Yeah.
What animal would you say embodies you the most?
Horse.
Horse. I like it. And why?
I don't know. I just love horses. They're powerful, strong animals, athletic. My dad trained racehorses when I was growing up, and so I love horses. So
it's very sweet. What is your favorite sports movie?
Friday Night Lights, or I don't know, Hoosiers, one of the two.
I've never seen them.
You've never seen Hoosiers or Friday Night Lights?
I'll have to watch them. I'll add them to my list. Don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. Okay, if you were to write a song, what would it be titled? This could be like the start of your music career.
If I was to write a song, what would be titled? Traveling Around Texas.
You know what? It's creative. I like it. It's very country.
Yep.
It's very country. And lastly, who would you want to play you if your life was a movie?
My son.
Oh, how sweet. How sweet. That was very good. That was very sweet. Thank you. I think that's all we have for today. That was like very insightful. Thank you so, so much. We're very, very excited to see how this next season goes. And once again, thank you so much for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you.